Hello, and welcome to step two of getting started with Indiana Career Explorer and Pathway Forward. This is step two. This is starting our student assessments. So if you haven't already created an account, go ahead and stop this video here, go back to home and create an account at indianacareerexplorer.com. Once you have done that, let's go ahead here. We're going to click log in. Hopefully you've already saved your username and password. If not, there's those forget links there. And it's going to take us to this screen here. Your name, username should be up at the top. You can add a photo if you'd like. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. You'll notice there's a lot going on, a lot of stuff for us to look at. Let's ignore most of it for right now. Most important thing to ignore, this. Information missing, that just says that we're getting started right now off the beginning. Don't worry about what you haven't already done. We're going to focus on these three assessments are here to help us find our pathway forward for a new career. These assessments focus on three things: your interests, skills that you already have, and values that are important to you for your career moving forward. These are not tests. There are no wrong answers. The information that you are given at the end of this is designed to help you moving forward. So keep that in mind as we go through these. Let's get started with career assessment right here. Just click right in the middle. All right, now that we're here, it asks us to select the highest level of education that I expect to achieve. Not that you currently have, but that you would like to have. I'm going to go ahead and say I want to get a bachelor's degree. So we're going to begin the assessment knowing that I want to get a bachelor's degree. Again, these are desires and interests. These aren't necessarily things that are active to you right now. Doesn't mean that you know this stuff, just means that you're interested in it. So if you have the opportunity and the ability to gauge in each of the following activities, how much would you like or dislike doing them? Perform for an audience. Well, I'm recording this video for everybody here, so I'm at least going to say like. Learn about recent advances in science and technology. I really like doing that. Work with families. I enjoy those kinds of things. Um, all of these questions and answers are very personal to you, so I'm not going to go through this entire thing right now. I'm going to pause my recording and give you guys the time to fill that out on your own. I'll meet up with you at the end. All right, now that I'm wrapping up that section of the assessment, I'm going to go ahead and click Complete Assessment. Before you do, remember that you can finish this later if you have something else to do. And also, you don't have to have done these things. You don't have to have a mastery of them. This is just saying that you're interested in them. I don't know a lot about planets and satellites, but I want to learn more. I'm not super great with tools, but I want to learn more. So that's why I answered those questions that way. I'm going to hit Complete Assessment, and then it is going to give us some results as to what it thinks we should do moving forward. So my assessment results, it gives us four little areas here. Areas that we should go into study, specific occupations, majors for us to study in college or continuing education, and then person matches. That means job titles. So if you're interested in something, you can click on one of these job titles and it'll give you a little bit of information, desired level of education, income, how much you have to work at those things. Let's go all the way back to assessment results again. So it ranks these based on what your answers were, what your interests were. So it says that I would be interested in health, safety, and environmental assurance, as well as environmental systems. I may or may not be interested in network systems. Again, these are just interests. This doesn't mean that these are things you have to do. Occupations to explore. These are career fields that are already out there, not necessarily a job title, but an overall career field that you could become interested in. And again, this is what you would study, number of fields in college or in continuing education. And lastly, person matches. These are specific job titles that you can use to learn a little bit about what some of the interest matches that you had. Now that we've done that one assessment, we already received a lot of information about ourselves and what we might be interested in doing forward. So let's go home. We've knocked out one assessment. We have two more to do. This one is the skills confidence assessment. We're going to go ahead and click start on that one. Now, this one is about you right now. This isn't something that you might be interested in. This isn't something that you think you would be interested in. This is stuff that you can and cannot do. So make sure you answer these quite accurately. One means you can't do it at all. 5 means you definitely can do. So let's go ahead and look at these things. Operate tool and die machines. I do some mechanical stuff, so I'm going to go with I probably can do that. Create graphics for a website. That's actually what I'm doing here. So yes, we're going to do that. Control air traffic at a busy airport. Definitely not going to happen. Once again, I'm going to pause here. I'm going to let you finish these out, and I'll meet you up at the end. All right, once again, we're towards the end of the skills confidence assessment. Please do make sure that you answer these as accurately as possible, meaning design a display of artwork in a gallery. I think I can completely do that, as well as use a machine tool. Being very honest with myself, keep up with orders and shipments for a company, I'm probably not going to be very good at that. So I'm going to answer that with a 2, and we're going to complete the assessment. Once again, at the end of that one, it gives us our results, the assessment results here, my top career pathways. It says I should work in visual arts or design, audio, film, and technology, a little bit of what I'm doing right now, web design, and networking systems. That has now shown up twice, so it might be something I should look into. Occupations to explore is exactly as it sounds. Graphic designers, civil engineers, architectural drafters, and just like last time, majors to explore, these are educational pathways we could go further down. All right, now that we've finished that one, we're going to go home. We're going to look at where we are. We've completed these 2. We now have the work values inventory to click on. These ones are quite personal. For filling these out, let's start with the very first question here. How important is a job where I feel a sense of achievement at the end of the day? 1, not important at all. Middle, it's important, something that needs to be there. And 5, crucial. If you don't get that, you can't do the job. Answer these questions as specifically as you can. For me, a sense of achievement at the end of the day, I want to feel like I accomplished something. So for me, that's very important. Have good interaction with fellow coworkers. I like people, so again, very important. Continue on. Once again, I'll meet you up at the end of these and we'll talk about the assessments. All right, we've gone ahead and answered all of those. We are going to complete the assessment, and just like the last times, we're going to get some specific tabs based on our answers. So my work values ranking, independence. I want to be able to do what I want to do as I see it's important. Lifestyle. I don't live to work, I work to live. Lastly, prestige. I really don't care what other people think about the work that I do. I just like to do things. Challenge doesn't have to be super, super hard, but I don't want it to be too easy as well. Occupations for me to explore. Appraisers, real estate, biological technicians, geological sample test technicians. And just because you're given these job listings doesn't mean that these are things you have to do. I am not interested in real estate. Museum technicians, that's really, really interesting. If we look over here, Indiana State demand, logistics managers, medical and clinical laboratory technologists. Those 4 flames mean that those jobs are most in demand in the state, meaning that we, Pathway Forward, provide trainings towards those kind of careers. Jobs that would be down here on the 1 are not jobs that we currently offer trainings in. Now that we've gone ahead and wrapped that up, let's go home and see where we can go moving forward.